Hey everybody, it's me, Mario5514, and welcome back to another Splatoon Talk video. In this video, we're going to be looking at some more what-if weapon kits for Splatoon 3. You guys liked the last 3 videos, so I decided to make part 4 for you guys. Just a reminder, these are only what-ifs of what we could have gotten instead of what we currently got. And without further ado, let's get started. First up is the Range Blaster. I think Splash Wall and Triple Ink Strike would work for this weapon, as flashing back, or as looking back at Splatoon 1, the Range Blaster had Splash Wall and Ink Strike, so this would definitely bring back the nostalgia of what we saw in Splatoon 1, as the Range Blaster's current weapon kit is Suction Bomb and Wave Breaker. Not only that, I think Triple Ink Strike is better than Wave Breaker, because it's like mediocre in a way. It's like, I've seen better kind of thing. So I think Splash Wall and Triple Ink Strike is not only a flashback to Splatoon 1, but it would also give the Range Blaster a fighting chance than just what it currently has. Next up is the Jet Squelcher. Its current weapon kit has Angle Shooter and Ink Vec, and I think Splash Wall and Triple Ink Strike would definitely work for this kit, as in Splatoon 1 it had Splash Wall and Ink Strike, same as the regular Range Blaster. I mean, Splash Wall would definitely protect itself, and Triple Ink Strike would definitely make it aggressive than just going at people head on with the Ink Vac. Not only that, with the Ink Vac, you're just left out in the open. I mean, with the Triple Ink Strike, you can just throw them in random places, or go into or throw them into the enemy's base, so you can go back to shooting your weapon. Compared to the Ink Vac, you have to wait a long time, like either the timer runs out or your tank is full, so you could just blast a supercharged shot at it. So I think Splash Wall and Triple Ink Strike would work better than the Angle Shooter and Ink Vac weapon kit it currently has. Next up is the L3 Nozzle Nose D. Its current weapon kit has Burst Bomb and Ultra Stamp, and I think instead of Ultra Stamp, what if we brought back Kraken Royale? In Splatoon 1 it had Burst Bomb and Kraken, so this would definitely make the L3 Nozzle Nose D more of a weapon that you charge people at with. You use the Burst Bomb to combo with, and the Kraken could easily go after your opponents, especially Splatling players or shooters that have longer range than the L3 Nozzle Nose. So I think this would definitely work for this weapon, and it's definitely a flashback to Splatoon 1. Next up is the Neo Sploosh-O-Matic. Its current weapon kit has Squid Beacon and Killer Whale 5.1. I think Point Sensor and Kraken Royale would work for this weapon. As a flashback to Splatoon 1, it had Point Sensor and Kraken, so I would like to see how this weapon would do with this weapon kit that we saw back in 2015. And not only that, Kraken is just better than Killer Whale 5.1. Like, the Kraken Royale makes you impervious to all forms of damage, and you can basically charge at people, just basically one-shotting them if it's a charge shot. So I think Neo Sploosh would definitely get a fighting chance with the Kraken, as well as tracking where your opponents are with the Point Sensor. So I think this would definitely work. Next up is the Slosher Deco. Its current weapon kit has Angle Shooter and Zipcaster, but I think Splash Wall and Kraken Royale would work for this kit. Looking back at Splatoon 1, it had Splash Wall and Kraken, and I think Kraken Royale would work for the Slosher Deco, as Angle Shooter is just a mediocre sub-weapon. Like, it does not do anything good except mark your opponents where they are, like a Point Sensor. And it's also just a nostalgia flashback from 2015. Not only that, Slosher would work at its best with Kraken instead of Zipcaster, in my opinion. Next up is the Lunar Blaster. Its current weapon kit has Splat Bomb and Zipcaster, but I think Ink Mine and Trizuka would work for this kit. As a flashback to Splatoon 1, it had Ink Mine and Ink Zuka. So I think Ink Mine and Trizuka would work with this kit, as the Luna Blaster is that you have to get close up into a person's face for it to be a direct hit, compared to the regular blaster and range blaster. Ink Mine would work to defend itself, so you know where your opponents are if they set off one of your Ink Mines, and then you can take them from a long range with the Trizuka, meaning that you will not be able to they won't be able to go after you with the Trizooka that you have in your hands. So they'll think twice when you have it equipped. It's just you have to get up close for the Luna Blaster to actually land a direct hit on. Next up is the new Squiffer. Its current weapon kit is Auto Bomb and Zipcaster, and a lot of people have said the new Squiffer is one of the best so far. But what if it was given Ink Mine and Trizooka? Kind of like what we see in Splatoon 1 is it had Ink Mine and Inkzooka. I think people would be questioning why the new Squiffer would have this kit, as a lot of people would like Auto Bomb and Zipcaster for the new Squiffer. But I mean, this is only a what if, so the new Squiffer would definitely look differently with Ink Mine and Trizooka equipped instead of Auto Bomb and Zipcaster that its current weapon kit has. I think this would definitely have the Squiffer. I think this would definitely make the Squiffer more aggressive with the Trizooka, and the Ink Mine would definitely help you mark where your opponents are, so you know where they are, so they won't take you by surprise anywhere or try to flank you from behind and just splat you from behind, which is kind of a pain to some people, including chargers, even though chargers are for people who don't want to get their hands dirty, in my opinion. Next up is the H3 Nozzle Nose D. Its current weapon kit has a Splash Wall and Big Bubbler. I think Point Sensor and Trizooka would work for this kit. I mean, it would work for this weapon. I mean, its current weapon kit is more of a defensive weapon kit, but I think making it aggressive would work for it, even though the H3 Nozzle Nose D does more damage than the L3 variant. Point Sensor could help you mark where your opponents are, so you don't get splatted unexpectedly, and the Trizooka could definitely help if you have trouble reaching where your opponents are from a distance. So the Trizooka could definitely work in your favor if you're trying to get them from a distance. This would definitely work. Next up is the Mini Splatling. Instead of the current weapon kit that it has Burst Bomb and Ultra Stamp, what if it had Suction Bomb and Trizooka? Same weapon kit as the Splatter Shot. I think this would definitely be interesting for this weapon to have, as the current sub-weapon it has Burst Bomb is kind of a nice touch to combo off of, especially with a fast-charging Splatling. Even though Trizooka would definitely be interesting to see this weapon get, even though Ultra Stamp is basically you're immune to damage from the front unless people are able to nail the shots when the hammer is up, as well as you're exposed from behind, so you're making it easier for them to hit you from behind. But I think the Suction Bomb Trizooka kit would be very interesting to see the Mini Splatling get instead of the Burst Bomb Ultra Stamp weapon kit it currently has. I mean, that would definitely give the Mini Splatling more of an aggressive edge, as the Zinc model has more defense with Toxic Mist and Big Bubbler. Next up is the Aerospray RG. Its current weapon kit is Sprinkler and Booyah Bomb, but what if it was given Ink Mine and Triple Ink Strike? I mean, that would make it a lot better this would make it a lot better in terms of what we see gameplay. I mean, Booyah Bomb is not bad, but I would like to see Triple Ink Strike be used on Aerospray RG. Because, I mean, it's also a flashback to Splatoon 1, kind of like what we just saw with the Mini Splatling. The Aerospray RG had Ink Mine and Ink Strike in Splatoon 1, and I think Ink Mine and Triple Ink Strike would definitely be a flashback to 2015 in terms of being very aggressive, especially for a short-ranged shooter. The Aerospray, like the Sploosh-matic, the Aerospray only works if you're up in someone's face, like close quarter combat. Next, and finally, is the Ink Brush. I think Sprinkler and Triple Ink Strike would work for this weapon kit, even though its current weapon kit has Splat Bomb and Killer Whale 5.1. This is definitely a flashback from Splatoon 1, as it had Sprinkler and Ink Strike on there. The Sprinkler could easily help you charge your special gauge, and then you're able to deploy your special very quickly, so you're able to recharge it once again after you deploy the Triple Ink Strike. And not only that, the Sprinkler is more of a distraction piece than it is for attacking. The Sprinkler is more like spreading your ink everywhere, as well as it's a distraction, so This is more of a weapon kit that you want to have in case someone tries to come at you with like a shooter, kind of like the Sploosh-matic or the arrow spray. This would definitely work, as with the fast handling that the ink brush has, you're easily able to maneuver and attack quickly than any of the other shooters, unless you're going up against the splatter shot that has range that could dominate the ink brush. So I think Sprinkler and Triple Ink Strike would work for this weapon, as what we see in Splatoon 1, it worked very well. And that is it. That is all the weapon kits that we have. If you guys like the video, be sure you subscribe, and don't forget to leave a like on the video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, just send a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And until then, stay fresh.